Well, I think the first step is to send the record straight for you guys, so that you can work with those other farmers, and there's just no more questions. Like, you just set the record straight, and you can put together a press kit that has all of the documents that verify the things that you're going to be saying. That basically you can do posts, videos of your face telling the story, but then you also put it into a press kit, all of your documents that you're allowed to share, and just show, and then also like where the proceeds of the fundraising money is going. That's another big one. So number one is just building trust and transparency. You can put together a press kit with everything. You can show everybody where their money went and what you guys are about, and that is going to be 90% of your problem here. And then from there, moving forward, working with other farmers, they'll come to you because you represent. It's just that the trust symbols never were showing from the beginning, and it sowed seeds of division right off the bat.
Seeds of division?
Seeds of division, because you had other people who were being paid come in and pick you apart, and you guys had no ability to deal with them. So I think that's the beginning, and working with other farmers will come naturally once your guys' image and your reputation is sort of turned around so that it's more trustable.
How do we shame the animal rights groups into helping save innocent lives?
The animal rights groups will not get involved. They won't get involved because A, is political, and B, because this was an operating meat farm at one point. So that's why they're not saying anything. I would give up on the animal rights groups. There's the Freedom Group. That's way bigger. They're the most active people. They're ready to die for this country. The Freedom Group, you have the most powerful group in this country. It's just that they're divided because they don't trust you, because there's not enough transparency. But I think setting the record straight, like, those are just steps, and you just watch it slowly to come around. You'll see little things make a huge difference. Huge difference. And like in this field, we call them trust symbols. So it's like you could apply it in a different way to this, where it's trust building things, so people know, oh, these people are legit. Like, they're really getting screwed. Like, wow, look at the government, what they're doing. Well, we have to stand up. But if they're like, well, who are these people and what are they missing out? It doesn't all add up, or they hear different things. They're hearing so much other different stuff. They just don't know what to believe or don't really know what's happening. So our main focus is going to be on what we call crisis relation management. That's this, and that's fixing your rep and silencing the ones that are actively harming you still. That's where we're going to start. Because that creates a completely different environment for anyone else who wants to work with you, come forward, anyone who's just figuring it out. And, you become a trusted source of information. So that's the beginning. And then there's other things we do, but this is our main thing, is quieting the voices of people who slander you for no reason and getting your information out. And also really all of these main concerns about transparency and all the things that we went over. And I'll show you in your group post, I'll show you the reoccurring theme in all the Facebook posts, just so you guys can see like the repeating themes of what people are asking for. And then that's where we're going to focus right now. And it's easy to fix some of that. Yeah, and then moving forward, once you've got yourself in a good position where if someone says, well, what about this? And you can be like, you know what, we've already addressed that. You can go refer to this document. We have nothing to hide. Go check it out. Then they don't have anything what do they say to you after that? They got nothing to say. And so you empower yourself too, so you're not being a victim to ongoing lies.
So are people like Shadow really going to official?
Like any influencer
With
is
his-
going to
with his
take your
own radio
message and
show?
spread it.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's good. But the message has to be unified and clear now. Like there has to be everything that you say moving forward has to come back to the CFA, government overreach, and your mission of changing the policies. And so every social media post needs to be reviewed by someone. I've volunteered some of my time, and this is almost like a team would need to do this, but I will do as much as I can. But you have to have another person review it so that they can make sure that every message now coming forward that you send out is in perfect alignment with what you said and with your values and your mission. And so that's a really important part of damage control as well. It's consistency in your messaging. Because we're not going to make it about the birds and like, oh, there's Fred and there's Georgina and like they're cute, but that's an emotional thing. Some people like animals. But when you say the CFIA is going to stomp out all our farmers,
if anyone wants
that's
to
a whole
start
different
toast,
thing.
I'm gonna put the
That's a more
eggs.
powerful message.
What was that, Carolyn?
If someone wants to start with toast, they can.
Yeah, that's the message that people need to hear. That it's unifying. That's a call out.
Yeah,
What
when
am
the
I even
messaging is all
doing?
fractured, it's. I mean, you can.
I know what I'm doing, like with that, but we have to get everyone to agree.
What's that?
Everyone should agree. You guys should all be unified in
There's
what you.
one
Oh, absolutely. It's got to be unified.
they put out.
Because like we could take you and build you a separate social media account and basically completely start over.
more?
No, I had.
That's what firms would do. Like if this was a business thing, they would throw that baby out with the bathwater and start fresh.
Yeah,
but we can't do that. We can't do
No,
that.
not
So
at all.
yeah, Katie and everyone has to. We have to. It's gone on long enough, and people are starting to attack her character even because she doesn't answer any of the questions. Like when you post things, you have to answer people back. You have to respond. You
Where
have
is
to.
the salt and pepper?
There's a lot. Social media is a full-time job.
No.
Well, media, let's not exclude other forms, but indeed consistency and seeing that your mission from the start has been good. You know?
So are you not concerned that you don't know what those birds have been injected with, that you can
I
confirm?
believe that they were injected with a spike protein. You could buy commercial. You can order it online. This is
No, it hasn't. You haven't been doing mRNA freak show experiments with these birds, correct?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
We're anti.
Yeah.
But people don't know that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the message wasn't clear from the beginning. So we just have to basically go back to it's like starting over. It's like starting from day one.
Anybody know?
You know, we don't have to go back and say, well, we said this, but we meant this, because then that just makes us look weak. But we just start, all right, here's the full story. This is everything out on the table. Here's the documents. And at the same time, while we're doing that, we're shutting up all those assholes who are on your Facebook expert page, your 3
Well, we meat, eggs,
and that antigen is not spike protein. This is going around. We don't administer spike protein.
Yeah, like that's kind of
Trying to, Crystal's been talking to Katie already a bit, I think, haven't you?
I was talking to Jim and Katie.
And Jim and Katie, okay. Yeah. Okay. Trying to talk about bringing the science in stronger and the history of what we've already accomplished. Like with the COVID, what we've accomplished there. And because people aren't getting that story strong enough.
There needs to be transparency about the immunological research, which has been a big turnoff for the freedom crowd. But it's all natural remedies that you've been looking at that are safe and effective, right? Or not damaging and probably helpful.
There's a lot to it. There's a whole bunch of stuff to it. It's basically taking the freedom movement, turning it around back so that they're all unified again and they're understanding, because they're researchers. They're huge researchers that don't just listen to one thing, or they need to go down rabbit holes and come up with the conclusion themselves. That's why they didn't believe the COVID narrative. That's why we're all smart, critical thinkers. And they want to see, and they've said it over and over again in comments, transparency, we want to see it, where's the documents, what are you spending, and then even now recently it's been, what are you guys spending the farm aid money on? So, and these are things that are so easily fixable because you guys aren't doing anything wrong. You're not grifters, like, you're not stealing from everyone. You want help, and so we have to set the record straight so that they can't use it against you. They might be a little bit frozen still.
Yeah, indeed, that's a big theme I've been seeing is that you guys are grifting.
That's
like, why didn't you just take the money and kill the birds, shoot, shovel, and shut up? But I guess what they were offering wasn't near market or value anyways.
And there's never even a thought in our minds to accept anything like that.
Yeah.
But that's where it makes you guys our hero, because you become the face of the dissent. You said, no, fuck you, I don't want your money. This is bigger than just the birds. This isn't going to solve the problem. You're going to do this to other people, or whatever your stance is, and like just your personal touch of how you feel and what you've seen.
This is the first farm to stand against stamp out in Canada, correct?
I think a few have tried.
Okay.
Yeah, they have tried. Like some of the people that we know.
Okay, so there's a bit of a history with no progress, no success.
They all knuckle under to the, here's your check for your chickens.
Right.
Take the check and shut up.
They've killed 1 billion chickens.
What's that?
They've killed almost 1 billion chickens now.
In North America or worldwide?
No, in Canada.
No, not 1 billion chickens in Canada.
I'm going to look up this statistic.
I think there was maybe 200 million in Texas. But 8.7 million in BC since 2022 is the figure I've seen.
And I think the U.S. last year was 160 million.
Yeah, so in the background of the origins of stamp out policy. Now, in your knowledge, is H5N1, has it ever been a real problem?
It's basically, like, in my personal opinion, it's like, I'm sorry, I thought you were asking me, sorry.
Like, it kills some birds, like battery hens in 1 cubic foot boxes with no air circulation, and they're just waiting for something to knock them out anyways, right?
Everybody's in a different situation, but on the stamping out policy, it has been, I believe, we can't prove it, but everybody can read between the lines and see that they just want everything done out of the lab where Big Pharma controls it. That includes
and no questions allowed.
Yeah.
What? What is that?
When it rains, it pours, eh?
Scared Roo.
Not anymore.
No, she got her.
Finished.
According to ChatGPT, it says over 11 million farm birds called since late 2021 in Canada, the whole of the country. So 11 million birds.
What?
7.5 of those were already confirmed, meaning the avian bird flu. So 11 million birds have been killed since 2021. And it's all based on their stamping out policy of detecting avian flu in the area.
Suspicion alone.
The question mark there is, are they including the ones that actually died from the disease, or are they just including the ones that they've killed? That's a...
I would imagine that there were die-offs before H5N1 from other causes, other bacterial or viral.
Yeah.
And
but I don't think that's included.
Just what they called this number.
Yeah.
Direct calling.
So the actual number of birds that have died because of H5N1, if you include the natural deaths plus what they killed, we don't know what that number is.
They will not give us that number because that will fuck up their tyranny over the situation, like where it's like the COVID stuff, they were so not transparent about any of that either. And they had faulty PCR testing. It was just all manufactured. It was like a big
censorship of any facts which did not support the agenda.
Yeah, exactly. It was all
like that is not science. When you deplatform, cancel, and fire scientists with data which doesn't support the bullshit. Yeah.
Cherry pick your data.
Never seen anything like that level before. Where now it's the same with Soji and the religion of gender ideology. Like teachers will lose their jobs, a psychiatrist will lose their license if they advise.
So here we have Dave and Karen, who are farmers at Universal Ostrich Farm, who, without notice, have been asked to conduct an inspection of the facilities inside the farm, and it is under quarantine. As you'll notice that the farmers themselves don't wear protective gear, and they have not been wearing protective gear for as long as they can remember. Yet the CFA officials, who will now get into their car with their masks on, protective gear, and they will drive with their masks on in the car.
All right, well, more super safe construction fencing going up. And when I asked the PLTs what they found out from Canadian Food Inspection Agency why this fencing is going up, this fencing is going up supposedly to keep more control of this area. Can I ask a question? Why would we be keeping more control over this area that they just removed all the ostriches out of? How does this make sense? There's no birds in this pen. Why do we need more punishment fence? This is a punishment fence, another blue, adding to the Blue Mile. Super safe gas panels, more of them going up. Thanks, Super Safe. Again, this is not about, we're hoping that one day Super Safe gains a conscience on what they're doing and what they're being part of and what they're enabling. I hope this contract was worth a lot of money, because I'm telling you right now, hopefully it's not worth what you're going to lose by just customers. This is
Good work.
Heartbreaking. What is this controlling? Can you please tell me? It's not airborne. No one's actually tried to breach these fences. No one has went in these fences. No one has disrupted the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. No one has challenged them. Can you please tell me why? Why do we need all this? Here's more taxpayer money, hard at work, month in. And then they say that they might scale back the RCMP rate here. How would that work? Because wouldn't you have to do this all the way around the perimeter of the ostriches to scale back this, to go there, to go there, to go further? Like, nothing makes sense. But here we go again. Canadian Food Inspection Agency logic. We'll punish we'll punish you. We're going to keep punishing you. And we're going to make it harder for you to see your babies. We're going to make it harder on you. This, absolutely insane. Again, well, I guess we got a gap here. Did they run out of panels? Maybe they'll bring one back now that I've mentioned it. That's how this works, right? Canadian Food Inspection Agency? Absolutely absurd. This is insane and absolutely makes zero sense that unless there's some sort of ulterior motive to this fence being here and this fencing following around the whole quarantine, it doesn't make sense. Again, you can seize your neighbor's property without them knowing. Well, they can. They think. We're threatened $200,000 fine and 6 months in jail if we tested one of our own ostriches. But if we test our ostriches and they're negative, they all die anyway, which absolutely goes against the World Health Organization standards. So they're not even following the directives. They've crawled so far up a ladder, they don't know how to get down. And you know what? You could just get down and be a human, have to say, hey, maybe we were wrong. Maybe there's something here. Maybe it's worth collaborating. Maybe we're going to do better. Maybe we could try to do better for Canadians. Maybe we could actually use our code of conduct and our mandates effectively like we implemented them on paper, and we could actually oversee ourselves rather than having zero oversight, their own internal investigations. They file and they find that on their own internal audits. Did you know that? Their audits that they failed miserably. 2018, 2021, all their audits that they fail, they do an internal investigation on themselves. There's nobody that oversees them. Could you imagine if we raised our children like this? And that's right, because when we can prove that there isn't as many ostriches out there, they're worried that there's going to be people that maybe want to go across that fence. Maybe that's why. Like, again, why can't we count? Let's stick with the facts here. We cannot count our animals. We cannot have the indigenous bands coming in to count our animals. We can't have our CMP count our animals. Canadian Food Inspection Agency gave us a number, you a number, the public a number on their government website. Let's just go off their number. Go count up to their number. And if we can't get there, we have a problem.
Almost 400, but the 69 who died that was off the number of 400. So that makes sense. That is our 331 that we're at. Spirit died. That is the one bird. So that's where the government of Canada, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency on their website says 300 to 330. And that is the numbers, right? We had the two birds that were shot. Yeah. We've had one that slipped on the ice through the winter, and she
They have said that the count on the birds is 330. Now, that's what came right from the Attorney General's mouth. Now, if that's accurate, then that is about what there should be.